Yo, what up, guys? Travic here. And today I want to talk about re-rolling. It's that time in the league where we're 4 days in, everybody's got a little bit of currency, and you're just itching to hit that re-roll button. And if you're like me, you definitely want to get off your league starter and try something else. Now, if you're not 4 days into the league and it's a little bit forward in the league, this video will still sort you out pretty well. So let's dive into what's going on. I recently re-rolled my character off of what I was playing into something brand new for the Keepers of the Flame League, and I just wanted to kind of experiment and bring to light what I was doing and kind of make a refresher video about what's going on. Right now, if I were to type /played, my character is 3 hours and 15 minutes old, and if I were to do passives, we are looking at roughly 90, all of our passives were done. We've done all of our quests, we've done all of our ascendancies, and we've died a good handful of times of being 11 throughout the entire campaign run. This character focuses on just completely and utterly blasting through everything without having to worry about a single thing. To show you exactly how this character works, let's head on over to the Desecrated Chambers. We will be playing with Power Siphon and we will be using Locust Mines. Essentially what this means is that we get to throw our power siphons and they get to blast all over the screen and hit all of the mobs around us. Now, what's really cool about Power Siphon is the following. 1, it will auto-target mobs all around you. 2, it will off-screen mobs. And 3, it has Culling Strike just completely and utterly built into it. So it just kind of kills everything, as you can see, with ease. Now, this character gets up and running level 20. What level can we put on Detonate this? Detonate Mines is at 8, and I think Automation is like 24. So since you're roughly around level 24, this character gets up and running. The beautiful part about playing this reroll is that any class can do it, though it has one major downside. And let's talk about that. The major downside is Locust Mine Support. Locust Mine Support says that if I were to go run up next to an enemy, let's go find us an enemy. If I were to go run up next to an enemy, and we have some enemies here, and I were to throw my mines at my feet, they will not detonate. So with Locust Mine Support, I have to throw my mines away from the enemy to get them to detonate. But it's a little bit of a weird playstyle, but it's very, very easy to get into. Essentially, it is a support. It supports an attack skill that uses a bow or wand and fires projectiles ahead instead of using that skill. You will throw mines that will use a skill for when you detonate them, targeting your locations. Mines cannot be channeling skills, which is fine. It then has all this cool lines of text where it says supported skills cannot be used with a melee weapon, which we know because it says bows are 1. Supported skills will always fire at least 1 projectile. You'll throw additional mines. And then it says mines from supported skills can't be detonatable within 3 meters of you. So that just means that you have to throw the mines either in front of you or behind you. Now, you saw when we first started showing off this skill, I was throwing the mines in front of me and just running right past everything. It is it's an acquired playstyle, but it's very easy and it's very straightforward. And you saw my playtime through the campaign was pretty quick. It is no joke. 3 hours and 15 minutes is relatively fast. My, league start time was 5 hours. So I shaved off a little, hour 45, 2 hours, depending on you. And I stopped a lot to just kind of answer a bunch of questions about why I was rolling, so forth and so on. Overall, though, it is a very solid choice for re-rolling. Now, the gear in itself and what's going on, this is as follows. The main 6th link we're going to be using is Power Siphon, like I had mentioned, with the Locust Mine Support. We'll be pairing it with the Volatility, so it deals more maximum damage. We have added Lightning damage to just give us a whole lot of whopping extra damage, Elemental damage with attack skills, and Charged Mine Support. You could see just from here now, none of these skills are leveled outside of just the basic levels from leveling them from level 1. And they have no quality on them because we're 4 days into the league. I can't afford GCPs to quality all of my stuff. I am on the broke side. I also figured it'd probably be better to do this now and talk about how you can do this without having quality gems and just kind of go from there. We are going to be putting this in 1,000 ribbons simple robe. No corruptions, nothing fancy on this. Not even all. The only thing it is it's 6th length. This armor 6th length with nothing fancy and special on it is about 65 chaos. I paid like 75 when I bought it 4.5 hours ago, 3.5 hours ago before I started leveling. So it's come down a little bit since then. Outside of that, we have replica Salio signs. These things are like 1 chaos each. The roll literally does not matter. They're like 2 chaos now at the time of recording. Pretty much they just allow you to just deal a bunch of extra cold damage to attacks, and it just kind of scales your power siphon to the moon. So you're looking at 2C a piece for these. Our helmet, very simple gold rim. I picked up a gold rim with capped elemental resistances. This ran me about 5-6 chaos, not too shabby at all. Dodri's Venture, or Dodri's Tenor, a 1C pair of gloves. Essentially, we get the upside of the 100% spell damage without the reduced side of the casting, because we're an attack-based skill that's throwing mines, and we don't have to worry about any of that. We don't have to worry about that too, because we have charged mine support, which gives us infinite frenzy charges as we throw and detonate our mines, so we don't have to worry about the reduced cast speed. We're going to be pairing it with a Prison Weave Sash. This belt is absolutely awesome. It adds a bajillion damage to attacks. You can even see I got the like min roll on the resistance because it really just doesn't matter. This belt is roughly, once again, 1 whole Chaos Orb, and it's a very cheap belt to pick up. You can see even with these rolls, you're looking at 2 Chaos Orbs. 7 League Steps, they speak for themselves. Insane amount of movement speed, and these are about 27 to 30 C each. Lycoside, we use Lycoside so that your hits can't be evaded. Essentially, this is just the bread and butter of allowing us to re-roll without having to worry about things like accuracy. Because yes, while using your mind skill, you do indeed need accuracy, and Lycoside solves all of that problems. Lycoside, this league, because nobody's really using it, is only 1 Chaos Orb. So you're looking at 1 Chaos Orb for this, 2 for each of the ring at the time of recording. So that's like 4, 5, plus another 5 here is 10, plus 1 and 1 is 12, plus, what is this, 25? 30, so we just say 44 plus 60, so you're looking at 1 divining gear just in this. Now our amulet is Astramentus. I did pick up the cards for this. The cards cost me about 60 KS for the cards. At the time, Astramentus was about 80 KS to buy, so it was cheaper to buy the cards. At the time of recording, Astramentus is a lot cheaper. You just don't care about the roll on the Astramentus, you just use the Astramentus for all the extra attributes so that you can level all your skills without worrying, because you just want to be able to level your skills. And you can see you only need 136 strength. At this point, you need 62 strength here and 62 strength here. You can even not, just don't level your shield charge, and you wouldn't need any roll of Astramentus at all. Now, the big takeaway is because we're playing Power Siphon and because we're an attack-based skill, we are going to be using a Storm Prism wand. This is the best bang for our buck in the campaign. I did manage to pick up this double corrupted one. This one was like super cheap. It wasn't expensive at all. Like you can see there's 2 of them on trade right now for 5 chaos each, 5-10 chaos each. This one was relatively cheap. Pick up any corrupted Storm Prism that's still level 24. So if I take these gems out, you'll see the base level of the wand is level 24. That's the big thing that you care about. Ideally, you want any Storm Prism that has extra damage in the implicit, and it just kind of puts it over the top. Because Power Siphon is an attack-based skill, it scales so well with all this extra damage on your wand. There's flat damage there. There's flat damage on your Prism Weave. There's damage on your rings. There's damage on your armor. All this little extra damage picks up and picks up and picks up and picks up. And it just gives you everything that you need to just kind of blast through the campaign. You see I'm level 68 because you just kill everything off the screen. Now, we talked about our Power Siphon. We know that Power Siphon is in the body armor. We know that Power Siphon's working with Locust mines. We know that we're detonating mines, and detonating mines back in the day used to be a pain in the butt. But if you haven't been caught up to what's going on, we can now detonate mines using automation. And this is where things get a little tricky, and this is where I had mentioned that you really don't want to play this skill until later on. Automation was a newer skill that was released, like, you know, a couple leagues ago, and you get it at level 24, and it just kind of automates everything for you. And it just kind of has your detonate mines just going off all of the time and all the time and all the time and all the time. It's just always ticking it and always casting it and always ticking it and always casting it. And it will just constantly keep triggering it. And that's what allows us, as you saw when we were playing the characters, to just kind of blast through the campaign. And we pair this with detonate mines. This detonate mines, if you don't know, Lily Roth sells it in the last tab here. This white tab, you could pick up detonate mines right there for the very high cost of 1 orb of transmutation. Our helm has Blood Rage, Mark on Hit Support, and Sniper's Mark. Our shield is Faster Attacks, Shield Charge, and Frostblink. Our boots are Wrath and Precision, which I was leveling Precision because I'm going to be using it in the character that I'm playing. You actually do not need this at all because of the shield, but I was leveling it because I'm going to be using it. And I have Summon Skitterbots and Clarity. Clarity was actually really nice for the mana regeneration. Very straightforward. You don't even need a whole lot of gems at all. Now, I mentioned that we could put the wand on at level 24, we could put automation on at 24, we could do all that at 24, but we need to get to 24 to be able to play all this. So before we did all that and before we got everything up and running, I was actually picked up a sword from Act 1 Town. This beautiful sword paired with these beautiful black heart iron rings carried me all the way through Act 1. We have our career reward, our 2 black heart iron rings, and we actually pair this with Spectral Throw, Chance to Bleed, Momentum, or you can even pair it with Volley, and you just crush all the way through Act 1. Once you hit about level 12, and you get going, I actually decided to put on Poisonous Concoction. I think Poisonous Concoction, even after all the changes for Keeper, was an absolute blast for the campaign. I league started the skill. The skill is absolutely fantastic. We pair it with Chance to Poison and Herald of Agony later on, and Volley support. Herald of Agony at level 16, so you can get like more poison, so forth and so on. Now, I know this is a whole lot, and you're saying, oh my god, I'll never know what's going on. I actually have a POB. It has all the leveling stuff in it, when to pull all the stuff on, so don't worry, I have everything for you. You will be a-okay. Now, moving on forward, now this POB, this was when I leveled it as a Templar. Currently, I am leveling it as a Trickster. So, let's talk about the passive tree and what's going on. In the POB that you just saw a second ago, like I mentioned, I leveled it as a Templar originally, but this character can be done on any ascendancy. The only major important thing to note is we want to path all the way to piercing shots and then all the way up to the nodes up here. And you could see that in the POB that's going to be attached down below. We just path all the way over to get to piercing shots. The reason why we want to path the piercing shots right away is it projectiles pierce 2 additional targets. This is so important for Power Siphon because we want to make sure that we pierce all of the targets possible so Power Siphon can hit everything on the screen without worry. Now, this character is a Trickster. The Ascendancy did not really do anything other than more damage for each different type of mastery, but any Ascendancy that you pick will be able to just kind of blast. So here's what we need to know. First and foremost, the most important thing is piercing shots. You can actually allocate this if you choose to spend the silver, black, and opalescent oil on your amulet. I don't have the currency to do that at day 4 in the league, but this will make pathing a lot simpler. Once you get to piercing shots, all of this stuff here, this extra life and evasion and spell suppression and this blood siphon and this coordination, this is just for me for the character that I'm playing that I took later on. You go piercing shots up to this mind mastery wheel and take this whole wheel. You grab the Mind Mastery for mines. Each mine applies 2% increased damage for taken per enemy near it, up to 10%. You come over here to grab the Arcing Blows to just get more lightning damage. We move our way up here to Efficient Explosives to grab more mana reservation for our mines. We grab our wheel up here for our Wand Mastery and Wand attacks, fire, and additional projectile. Come on over here to Power Charge, grab another Power Charge here. Come on over here to all the Power Charge notables and fun stuff over here, and then we can get some life and mana reservation. To fit all of the auras that we currently have on, the Skitterbots, the Clarity, the Wrath, you will need the Mana Mastery here, and you will need the Charisma and so forth here, and you will need to have the reservation for the mines. You don't need Skitterbots. It was extra. I liked having Clarity and Wrath on the entire time. Skitterbots was just more damage across the board. Other things like this wheel here for Written in Blood, I just took because of the Trickster Ascendancy. This down here was a little bit of extra life and evasion. I was working on some spell suppression because I'm going to be putting spell suppression gear on. And overall, the character and the build in itself is very, very, very straightforward, and you really don't have a whole lot to worry about. Now, Trickster or the Shadow area will be the easiest way to start this. Ranger being the second easiest, Slayer being the third, fourth being up here in the Witch, and then the Templar and the Marauder, while able to do this, will struggle a little bit and it won't be too bad. Now, I'm going to include, like I had mentioned a couple of times, this POB here. I'm going to convert all the trees to 3.27 to make your life super simple and easy. You see, I ported it over and nothing's changed. And you see exactly what this Templar did. We path all the way across over here, come down to our piercing shots, and then we make our way all the way up here to all the fun nodes up here to just give us all of the extra damage. Now, I have done this on a Templar. It was like 3 hours 45. I did it last league. I've played this leveling build multiple times throughout multiple leagues, and it is absolutely fantastic. And it is an extremely smooth leveling playstyle. And the reason why I wanted to do this now and early in the league is because you could see the only really fancy thing that I have is the Storm Prism 1 and the 1,000 Ribbons, which is 6-link Astramentus, which was a little expensive, but everything else is relatively cheap. I personally am not the biggest fan of Hollow Palm. I really like this style a lot. I like being able to, shield charge all around and blink with my shield charge. I like the fact that my Power Siphon has the ability to just auto target everything. It has Culling Strike. It has infinite crit, multi-crit chance. It has everything that you will ever need in a leveling skill. Now, I wanted to keep this video a little bit on the shorter side, so I might have gone through things a little bit too quick. And if I did and you're confused, feel free to ask a question down below. Come stop by the live stream or the Discord. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you have about the leveling skill or the path and progression. But for now, friends, I'm gonna get this video to you guys. I hope your rerolls go just as smooth as mine did, and I'll see y'all in the next one.